Yo, what is up everybody? We're back and today is my unofficial return to the commentary scene. I know a lot of people have been asking me to do that for a while and I've wanted to for a minute as well, but honestly for whatever reason I honestly don't know why now. I've just been hard stuck with ideas on like what to talk about in a commentary video, but I got over that hump and today I'm actually gonna be continuing a series that I started almost 2 years ago, which really thinking about that now, that's bonkers. I'm not even gonna lie, that's nuts. Like thinking that I did this, like the first video I did for this, I did that 2 years ago. Like, you know how different I am and my life is compared to 2 years ago. I was 16, I'm 18, my hair was nowhere near this long. Like it's just crazy to think about. But anyways, let's just get into it. So as you saw, today is going to be a continuation. This is part 3 of the How I'd Win series, which if you aren't an OG on the channel, basically How I'd Win is pretty self-explanatory. It's just I cover different fictional situations and I just discuss how I would prevail and survive in them. I don't know, I just came up with this idea because me and the buddies have these kind of conversations often and I'll just think about this stuff like to myself all the time. So I figured let me turn it into some content because we love content. So without further ado, let's go. All right, so first up is The Walking Dead. Now, The Walking Dead is a very interesting situation in my opinion. See, The Walking Dead, in my personal opinion, this is easy, and I know a lot of people might think that's crazy to say, but let me tell you exactly why. In The Walking Dead, the majority of the cause of death isn't from the zombies. Like, the majority of the conflict, it's not from the zombies. Like, yeah, they're still a threat, they're still a problem. Yeah, people still die from them. But honestly, The Walking Dead zombies are weak. They die after like a certain amount of time. You can literally just leave them alone and they will just die, just fall over dead. And then on top of that, they're really slow, not very like strong. You know, it's the zombies themselves are light work. Now the main problem area is dealing with other people. That's where the majority of the conflict in The Walking Dead comes from. Like in The Walking Dead, they're not getting killed 9 times out of 10. They're not getting killed by zombies. They're getting killed by other humans. That's the problem. So the zombies themselves, they're rather easy to beat. I mean, if you just have any form of weaponry and you can like decently hit or shoot something and not get hit or bit back, I mean, the zombies, they're pretty easy to beat. You just shelter up, get a weapon if you need it. Eventually you'll have to go and find resources, but at the end of the day, beating and killing the zombies, or at least avoiding them, is not very difficult with The Walking Dead zombies, unless they're in like a huge horde, which pretty easily avoidable because they're all super slow. So if you have any kind of wheels whatsoever, you can pretty much get out of that situation. Now the main issue is we have that cursed spirit Negan running around here. He's a problem. Before he has his like little redemption arc when he's just a straight up evil individual. In the beginning of his character arc, that man stood for everything negativity. Like literally he did my boy Glenn dirty for no reason, and Abraham too. I wasn't really rocking with Abraham as much as I was Glenn, but still he was cool. He had no reason to do him that bad whatsoever. But on the bright side, at the end of the day, he is still human. It's not like he's like super powered. It's not like he's like something that you can't handle with one shotgun blast. At the end of the day, push comes to shove, I'm just gonna shoot him. But Negan is the worst of the issue, but he's not the only problem as far as humans go. Basically everyone except for like 40% of the characters in The Walking Dead start some kind of problems at one point or another. But just like Negan, they can be dealt with one shotgun blast. Nobody in this universe is that strong. I mean, it'd be an issue if we had like a superhuman running around and he was a bad dude, but at the end of the day, none of them bulletproof. So the way I see it, Walking Dead, pretty easy. I beat that. Let's go. All right, next up on this list, switching gears, is one of my favorite animes maybe of all time, definitely one of my favorite new gens, and that would be Demon Slayer. Now, if you know me, you know I love Demon Slayer, but I will say beating Demon Slayer, it's way easier than you would think based off of watching the show. So in Demon Slayer show, right, one, like these demons, they're just running around Japan terrorizing people, and it's the 1920s. I believe that would be the Taisho era, which is why there's such a problem, because obviously if this was modern day, this was year 2025, they're just getting blasted, and that's not causing any issues. But it's literally 100 years ago. Now see, you'll notice I said the demons are running around terrorizing Japan. As far as we know, there is not a singular demon even in the continent of North America. There's not a singular demon on our side of the planet. So all I gotta do is just stay in America and I win, because what are you gonna do, swim across the world? So all I gotta do is stay in / go here to America, and that's game over. I win. All right, next up, one of the highest trending and highest rated shows of the last number of years, at least now that I think about it, probably all time, because this show has really done some crazy numbers, and that would be none other than Squid Game. Now Squid Game, pretty tricky, because it's not like you're in like an impossible situation, but you're in like a very bad situation with no like clear victories when you're in the game. That being said, one, I wouldn't join the game in the first place. See, I'm black. I know that when a guy approaches me playing a game in a hidden location that I don't know what it is and I don't know the circumstances, all I know is that if I win, he's gonna give me a lot of money. I'm not gonna do that, because all I need to do is just take one good look at my skin complexion, at my hair texture, and at the size of my facial features, and I know that's probably not going to fare well for me. So one, I wouldn't join the game in the first place, but if I did, this is how I would beat it. I'm gonna go over the first 6 games of like the first season. The second season, it's not even like a regular, it's not even a fair game, so I'm not even gonna talk about the second season's games. I'm just gonna cover the first season. Number 1, red light, green light. Contrary to popular belief, this is absolutely light work, because let me tell you something, I was a gym tryhard. Ever since I was like 7, I've been playing red light, green light like my life depends on it regardless. Next up, the honeycomb game. Now this one, I don't think I would have too much of an issue with it, just because growing up I was in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and I'm trained with a knife, so I imagine a needle can't be that much different. And also, I've cut cookies before. It can't be very difficult to just like cut out a little piece of sugar. So that's another one that I think I can get pretty easily. Now game 3, tug of war. That's where things start to get interesting. Now one, I'm gonna align myself with the people that are better fit to survive in the first place, or I'm gonna align myself with people who are like myself and have a plan. But in tug of war, I already have an advantage. I'm a pretty big and strong dude. I'm 5'11", 230, and that's bigger than like almost the entire population of Korea. I shouldn't really have an issue out muscling them, you know? So that's another one that isn't as easy as the first 2, but definitely not really causing me any major problems. Now number 4 is the marble game. That one, this is where I see myself having the most issue, but I think I still get through it, because one, the marble game, all you have to do is just somehow have all of the marbles by the end of the game. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trick my opponent. I'm just gonna say, let's start the game, and then I'm gonna be like, hold on, wait 1 second, let's figure this out first, and then I'm just gonna have all the marbles in my hand. I'm gonna be like, okay, got all the marbles, and that's game. Or if I'm lucky, I'll just end up with an old dude who's just gonna give me all the marbles and die, but actually not die, because he's gonna secretly turn out to be running the game. But that's a topic for another time. Now game 5, I think it was called like hopscotch or something, which it's basically just you're walking on glass panels, and if they break, you fall to your death. That one, honestly, I don't think I'd have too much of an issue with this one, because one, I would just go last, and two, I have like a pretty good intuition, but even if I didn't, I would literally just walk on the middle panel. Now the last game, the squid game, that one, honestly, that might be the easiest. It's just a one-on-one, and as already established, I can already out muscle and overpower the majority of the people that would be in the squid game with me. Honestly, you put me in that 1v1 and I'm 100% confident I'm dogging that out. You know, I just simply won't allow myself to lose. I'm just going to win. And off of that alone, I beat the Squid Game. In my opinion, I got it. And last but not least, this is going to be a bit of an interesting one, Death Note. And I'm going to be playing from Kira's perspective, because personally, I've always believed if Light wasn't mentally insane and a narcissist, he would have done nothing wrong. He's not completely wrong, but he messes up because listen, right? Light only lost in Death Note. Light only dies because he is the world's smartest idiot. He is simultaneously one of the smartest people that you will ever see in any piece of fiction, but he's also dumber than Luffy. One, his dad is the police chief. That already gets him in enough hot water. Two, he bites on traps way too much. In the first like 2-3 episodes of the series, L tricks Light into giving away that he's in Japan, and he's only killing people in Japan. You would think that you would spread it out a little bit, you know, you wouldn't at least like fall for such obvious bait, because if I'm Light and they got like world-class genius detectives, I'm not believing a word they say if they're trying to catch me and trick me into revealing myself. I'm not believing a single word. That was Light's problem. He didn't know how to stay out of tight situations, and his ego got in the way of too much, and it led to the end of his life and ultimately the failure of his mission as Kira. Knowing that the Death Note has insane capabilities, literally I would just write a name, like I would spend like 10 minutes just writing down names for like the entire next day, or I just wouldn't use it. I have no reason to use a Death Note all the time. I wouldn't like use it every day. I wouldn't abuse it. I wouldn't spam it constantly. There's just no reason to kill that many people. And I think if Light stuck to that mentality of only killing certain people, like people who are committing like terrible crimes against innocent people, if he just stuck to that, then he would have been fine and he would have lived out his days in peace. But no, he had to try to become the god of the new world or something like that, and it led to him dying. So winning Death Note from Kira's perspective is simple. I either one, don't even use it that much, or two, I actually get creative with how I use it. And that's about all for today's video. I thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I know, listen, before you say it, Resident Evil Part 3 is coming. The Marvel Rivals video is coming. Listen, it's on the way. I'm working on it, all right? But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed what I'm working on next, because I have something brand new that's coming very soon, and I know a lot of my audience at least will enjoy it, and hopefully it brings in some more new people. So if you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, share, comment, you know the deal. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.